Hey guys, we're back with the notes for 5.7, and if you are watching this video, you should be an in-person learner, meaning that when you do this assignment, when you are taking a quiz, when you are taking a test, you will be in person using the in-classroom calculators to solve these kind of problems. Okay, if you're in the right spot, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to make sure is we can navigate the calculator. We're going to be doing this on the split screen. So if you ever hit the home screen, these are the two main options that you're going to be using. You can get to the Scratchpad regular calculator screen. That's where you would do like plus minus, or you can go to the main graphing screen. Okay. We want to stay off of these because the delete options and the edit options don't work as well for us. Okay. Another way you can get there is by hitting this. This is the Scratchpad button. So if you click it one time, it goes to the calculator. Hit it again, it goes to the graph, back and forth. Okay. All right, so now that we're in the graph, let's go ahead and get started. I want to type an equation. So to do that, I'm going to hit the button that says tab. That's how I pull up another space to type. I'm going to go ahead and type the equation for problem 1. It already says f of x, so we're going to go 2x squared. Make sure you move out of the exponent if you're going to do plus 7 and then minus 9x. We're going to press enter as our way to graph it. Now, you do not get to just wing this graph. You do need to hit exact points just like we would before. So we're going to use our table to do that. Right now I'm going to ask to pause the screen. Will you copy everything that you see for example 1 real quick? Perfect. Once you've written that all down, you know to use Control, the letter T to make a table. But here's how you know what numbers to use on the table. You can move this up and down using your arrows. But we want to look for numbers that would fit on the graph. So obviously negative 118 is not going to fit on this graph, but 0, 7 would. So I'm going to put my first dot on 0, 7. 1, comma 0 would fit. 2, negative 3 would fit. 3, negative 2 would fit. I'm just going down till I run out of numbers. 4, comma 3 would fit, but 5, comma 12 would not. Okay, that means I have all the points that will fit on this area of the graph. So I'm going to get out of my table. Same way I got in. Control T. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and draw and connect our graph. It's important that you understand that it's symmetrical. So you should not be connecting dots like this. See how that doesn't look smooth? That means our vertex needs to be somewhere in here in the middle. So when I connect it, I should be going lower than that point and then up through the point. Okay? All right. Once you've got all of that connected, now we're going to use this function right here to answer each of our questions. Let me highlight it in pink. Menu trace is going to be the key piece to answering each of these. Okay? So if I'm in my regular graph, not my table, regular graph, I'm going to hit menu, trace, and graph trace. And it's always going to start you out on the y-axis, okay? So first thing I want to know is my vertex. I'm looking for the words minimum or maximum, okay? So if I see it's definitely on the bottom, I can't go up or down. It's moving the x's. So I'm going to move it to the right, all the way until it labels it as a minimum. Now, if you'll notice, it is a decimal, which makes sense. That's why we didn't graph it. So let's go ahead and write out what our vertex is. Our vertex is a minimum. He is the point 2.25, comma negative 3.13. Okay. Second thing we want is our x-intercepts or our solutions. Now it's not going to say x-intercept and solution. It's going to say the word zeros. So that's what we're looking for. So I know if I go backwards, I hit 1 here, and I can label that guy. He was 1, comma 0. We had that one already on our graph. But if I move it back to the right, there should be another one that's a decimal. It'll say 0 again, but that other one should be 3.5, comma 0. That's why I didn't see it, because he wasn't a whole number. Okay? All right, last and most important thing that you need to know is the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is the equation of the line that goes straight through the graph, cutting it symmetrically through the vertex. So since it's going up and down, that means it's an x equals. And the good news is you get to choose the x right out of your vertex. So I would say x equals 2.25. Okay. So we draw it with a dashed line through the parabola, and then your x's should match. Okay. If you need to pause problem 1, go ahead and do that now. Problem 2 will be part of your assignment. So we're going to go all the way to the back page. I'm going to ask that you pause the screen right now and then copy what you see. Perfect. I'm going to show you how to do 2 things in this scratch pad. First of all is clear. When you're ready to clear, you just hold down the delete button. Do you want to delete everything? Yes. And when you're ready to type the new equation, you hit tab. So let's do that for problem number 1 on the top of this page. So we're going 7x squared minus 3. I need to do the same thing. It tells me to graph this function. We're going to use separate graph paper, but I need to get the points. So we're going Control T to get them. Definitely 225 not fitting. But if I go up to find some smaller numbers, you'll see that these 3 right here, -1, 4, 0, -3, and 1, 4, those are the ones that are going to fit. So I'm going to scroll down to some blank graph paper, and let's go ahead and graph these real quick. So 1, 4, and -1, 4, 0, -3. I'm going to go ahead and connect those to make my parabola. I do not easily have those x-intercepts. They're going to be decimals. So in order to get those, we're going to have to trace. I'm going to get out of my table, Control T, and choose Menu, Trace, Graph Trace to get my key points. Okay? It's always going to start on the y-axis, but notice this time it labels it as a y-intercept instead of a minimum. We understand that they are the same. Okay? So if I come back up to my paper, my vertex that's at the very bottom is going to be 0, -3. My solutions, remember, they're going to read you as zeros. Okay, so I need to move a little bit to the left to get that one. So -0.655, 0. And you should have another one on the right-hand side. So move it all the way to the right until it says 0. And notice I'm looking right here. That's where it's giving me the point. So I have positive 0.655, 0. And that is the end of our question. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing again on problem number 2. So delete, hold it down, yes, delete everything. Tab lets me type the new one, and we're ready to type it in. So -x squared plus 3x plus 6. We're going to graph the whole thing, so I need the points, Control T. And I'm looking for all the points that will fit. So 1, 8 does fit. I'm going to scroll all the way up until the 1 doesn't fit. I'm not going to be able to fit a -12. So let's start there. All right, so if -12 does not fit, that means the first one that does is -2, -4 for me. All right, -1, +2, 1, 0, 6. So that's here. 1, 8. I'm scrolling down. We need some more because it's going to come back down. So 2, 8, 3, 6, 4, 2, and we probably get one more symmetrical. Yep, 5, -4. Now, the -12 would be way down here. We're not going to use that one, okay? All right, going to go ahead and connect my parabola, making it as symmetrical as possible. Now you'll notice I have a solution here that's a decimal, and here I do not have dots on the x-axis, so we're going to need trace to find them. I also don't know what this top vertex is, so we're going to need trace to find him. Okay. Control T gets us out of the table so that we can navigate and find our key points. We're going to go back up to this problem number 2, and let's use trace. Menu, trace, graph trace. It's always going to start on the y-axis, so we need to go up to the vertex. Remember, it's going to say minimum or maximum, so let's go ahead and write him down. That's going to give me 1.5, 8.25. And for my solutions, we need to go left and right. So left would get us our first 0, -1.37, 0. And my second solution is going to be over on the right. So I'll move him all the way. Over here, I've got 4.37, 0. Okay. If you need to pause the screen, copy anything you missed, your assignment is problem 2 on the front page, and then problems 1 through 6 on this back page. Okay. If you have any questions, remember you're not expected to start the assignment until we get back to class.